and we're good. Okay. So we got in your homeschool journey. So for us, it was a lot of trial and error. Homeschool requires preparation. I think it is like Shabbat for school. You have to really, really go into it with the mindset of continuing no matter what. When we first started with Jade, we started in preschool, and when she got to kinder, about halfway through the year, it got really difficult trying to keep up with exactly what we were supposed to have completed for as far as Common Core standards for California. And so we ended up with Jade putting her back in school for a few months so that we can get back on track, because I don't know if many of you knew, but we had relocated to Las Vegas, so our schedule got kind of crazy. But after we got on track and I was able to accumulate the Common Core standards, it made it a lot easier for homeschool. So what I wanted to give you was a few tips on how to start your homeschool journey so you don't have to go through the hiccups and the bumps that we went through. So the first thing you want to do is you want to pick a curriculum. If you're new, and you have kids from the ages or the grades of K through 12, I would recommend starting off with the K-12 curriculum. It's free. All of the materials are provided, including like scales and all this stuff for most of the activities. The books are provided. So it's a really good way to get started, because homeschooling can actually be really expensive if you have to provide all your materials. Another good thing about the K-12 curriculum is that with the curriculum, you get a schedule. Homeschooling is 99.9% consistency. If you can just stay on our schedule, stay with the regimen, you'll make it through the school year and your children will definitely learn and thrive. K-12 ensures that you'll stay on that schedule. One of the negatives of K-12 that a lot of parents will attest to is that it is extremely rigorous. So starting off with something rigorous like that and knowing just kind of the high level of expectancy that comes with being a homeschool parent will help you in year 2, when you can kind of come back and either continue with K-12 or begin to develop and put your own curriculum together using the framework that you learned in your first year with K-12. You can start K-12 at any time, so if you have 10th graders, 11th graders, 12th graders, all of those resources are available. Also with K-12, you get a teacher who can help with the subjects that you may not be proficient in as a parent, especially as the children get older. So it comes with resources that I think are extremely valuable when you're entering into this journey. And it gives you the flexibility, of course, to move some things around and to teach some things that may not be in the traditional classroom. The third thing about developing homeschool curriculum is do it around your schedule. You have a lot of parents who work at traditional 9 to 5 and say, well, I can't quit my job and homeschool my kids, or I can't, I can't do both. So what you can do when you're with a homeschooling schedule is base it around your schedule. And you can solicit other people to help with the education process. You can find co-ops for K-12 if that's what you decide to use. If you want to go with a more traditional, I'm trying to think of some other homeschooling things that are out there besides the traditional Christian-based homeschools. But even if you go that route, you have the ability to tweak your homeschooling curriculum. And that's something that you really want to focus on no matter what curriculum you choose, is make it your own. Every teacher in every classroom is doing that, and you're going to be expected to do the same thing for your children. You know how your children learn, you know what their habits and abilities are, and you know what their strengths and weaknesses are. And that's where homeschool becomes dynamic in the education process for children, is that you take a child or children out of a classroom with 30 plus students, and you get to individualize their education so that they thrive and grow at a level that you know or with potential that you always knew that they had. Or in traditional school, that's not always an option because everything is based off of grouping. So if you have any questions, or if you want me to look over some of the curriculums that you may be looking at and to kind of tell you how to navigate through them, especially K-12, I think I've gotten to a point where I can pretty much look at K-12 and help you navigate through how you can either substitute some things, keep it within the Common Core or your state standard structure, so that you can add in the type of things you want to teach. One thing I do want to note, though, when talking to educators and other people who are in a part of your child's education process, you have to remember we do live in a system where there are certain things expected of us. We have the ability to navigate, if you will, through those different intersectionalities, but we have to do it wise. And so that's another place where if you are deciding to supplement things, I think most of you know that they can't be all Bible-based, and you have to make it so that you're teaching the Bible from a historical standpoint. And that's something that myself, and I actually have a friend of mine named Eliza who writes historical Hebrew curriculum that you can actually incorporate into your education process using whatever curriculum you're using, even if it's through a traditional public school program like K-12. So if you have any questions, email me. If you're on Patreon, send me an inbox message. And if you're really serious about starting the process, then we can kind of sit down and consult, and I can walk you through getting started and then put you in connect you with other homeschooling moms who are doing the same thing that you're doing, and even have kids your same age and may even be in your same area, so that we can all do this and